and I don't know if we'll become a black belt today.
I think we can.
We're going to try. We have Kobe here with Lee's Champion Tae Kwondo Academy, and thanks so much for being here today. And we're going to talk about, what's the process like for people to become a black belt?
Yeah, perfect. So when people join martial arts or when they come in, right, they all come with a different reason for coming in, right? Some people just want to be more physically fit. Some want to build some self-esteem or self-confidence and really feel like they can protect themselves when they're out and about, right? So in order to get a black belt, right, that takes a little bit, right? It takes some time. And there, as you mentioned, there are a course of belts, right, and basic things they have to learn. So they break boards, they memorize patterns, they have to learn kicks and punches and routines that they do, right? And all of those things show the proficiency as to whether or not they're ready to move on to the next level, right? That's what the belts really describe, is how much do you know, and are you ready for the next belt, right? Are you ready for the next entry level?
So it's kind of like a different chaptering system, where it's like once you finish and complete that first chapter, you get on to the next chapter.
Yeah, very much so. Yep.
Where you learn more of the story of the Tae Kwondo.
Right. So getting a black belt really just means you've mastered the basic techniques of martial arts, right? And then after that, we begin working on using those techniques in a more real life, or mastering those levels of all those levels that you worked your way through.
So really, being a black belt is then only the beginning.
It really is. Yeah, it's really, that's what we say, becoming a black belt's a journey, not a destination.
Sure. And what kind of age group are you guys looking at here?
So we start Taekwondo at age 3.
Okay.
And right now my current oldest student is 72.
Awesome.
Right? So at 3 years old, we're working on skill development, balance, coordination, focus, discipline, right? At 72, right, we're still working on balance, coordination, focus, and discipline, right? But in a different way.
For sure, for sure.
And a lot of life skills people can get from this, as you mentioned, confidence being one of those.
Yeah, definitely, right? So building confidence, building self-esteem, right? All those things are all things, especially in today's society, we seem to really be wanting or lacking, right? Or we really want to, everybody feels that way now, I think. And martial arts is a great way to, it's really empowering, right? When you can learn how to protect yourself, right? When you feel the level of accomplishment, breaking a board, breaking through that barrier, or stepping up to the next belt, right? Because you learned everything you need to know. And it's very empowering, right? And people feel like they can conquer the world sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
You're going to show us a little move here.
Yeah, so actually I'd like to show you guys some self-defense.
Okay.
Right? So we're going to keep it really simple, right? Because normally, like, if you were to come in and you wanted to learn martial arts from me, your first lesson would be a private lesson, right? And so that you kind of learn a few things and feel comfortable. We don't just throw you into a class with a bunch of people who've been doing martial arts forever, right?
Right.
So that way you get to meet me, and we teach you a few things before you go into a group lesson where you can feel comfortable. So I'm going to teach you a really simple self-defense. And Nick, if you'll grab Kelsey's arm, so we're just going to take your right hand and just grab her arm like this, right?
Nicely.
Yeah, right? This might be like, hey, come here, right? Or you're trying to pull her around. All you're going to do, Kelsey, is we're going to put your fingers together like this, lock your fingers, turn your hand sideways, so we're going to try to make that arm smaller, and we're going to step back, and we're just going to pull back, right? Yep, so you're just pulling away. Now we're missing one key element.
Okay.
Because, you see these muscles, right? Nick's a very strong guy.
I am a very strong guy,
So when Nick grabs your arm, and he's squeezing really hard, right? Now I want you to give her a little more force. We're going to need something, we're going to need a little more encouragement, a little more effort. So,
a little more courage.
So this time you're going to say, like, I and ya, right? So as you pull back, I want you to say, "Aya," right? Fast, right?
Aya.
I didn't even say 1, 2, 3. See, she's
going for it.
right? Yeah, she's a go-getter, right? So, right, it's very easy, guys, right? And all really good self-defense is really based off of natural body movements and things that you can do naturally that doesn't take, obviously we're going to practice it a lot, but it doesn't take 1,000 times to be able to do that motion.
Right.
For sure.
But it does take 1,000 times to make it natural for you.
Yeah, and
right?
also I feel like there's a lot of people like automatically assume, like, okay, after one day I'm going to look like Chuck Norris, right? Like,
Definitely.
which just isn't the case.
It
right?
isn't, yeah.
All right.
And let's tell people how they can sign up for a course with you.
Perfect. So if you wanted to find me, you can find me on the web at martialartsmankato.com or on Facebook at LCTA, right?
All right.
LCTA Mankato, I'm sorry.
Sounds great.
All right,
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
We'll have more when we come back on Cato Living.